Hello, I am Sherry Lewis, and I want to welcome you to Heart to Heart Women's Bible Study. I am so excited to announce to you that we are getting ready to begin our spring Bible study with No Other Gods by Kelly Minter. We have taken the month of April off from study in order to take some time to rest and refresh, but most importantly to take some time to pray and prepare for this next study. We have been praying for the direction of the Holy Spirit in our lives and as a ministry, and we believe that God has sparked a new enthusiasm and a new passion for His Word in us, and I cannot wait to share this with you. How many of you have ever had a time where you've prayed to God and you feel like things have gotten a little stagnant or a little stale, where you can't seem to reach the intimacy that you are longing for, or your prayers seem to hit the ceiling and stop there? Or maybe there's an intimacy with Christ that you just long for and you just don't know how to get to that next level. Well, I have learned that there may be things sometimes that kind of like clog the pipes, so to speak, or kind of crimp the lines of communication that cause us to not be able to get the intimacy that we long for, or maybe not be able to walk in the victory that we long for. And then we might be surprised at some of the things in our lives that may be hindering our relationship. And even if you are a seasoned Bible student and you're closer to God than you've ever been, there will always be areas that we will continue to have to grow and draw closer to Him. But here's the thing. This study is not going to be focused on self. This is not all about us. The whole purpose is that it focuses on Christ, and we're learning to let go of more of us so that we can be open for more of Him. We will learn to let go of habits and distractions and strongholds, maybe even sin or addictions or relationships or whatever the case may be, anything that hinders us from walking in victory and drawing closer to God. We will learn to identify and dismiss these things so that we can walk in a more passionate pursuit of Christ than maybe we've ever experienced before. We are going to journey with the Israelites through the Exodus as they were delivered from slavery, and we will also be delivered from slavery, so to speak. But this is not a fluff study. This is not a self-centered study. This is not a typical book study, but this is going to be all Word. We are going to be very focused on what God has to say to us through His Word. And that is what I'm most excited about. At Heart to Heart, we try to vary the types of studies we do. This past fall, we did a very enriching study through Sermon on the Mount. Then we did a book study on David and Goliath called Goliath Must Fall. And then we spent a very intense 10 weeks going through the book of Genesis, verse by verse. Well, now we're going to be going through Exodus, but this one's a little bit more of a topical study. Again, I like the variety, and I believe that this is going to be relevant for you no matter where you are in your walk with Christ or in your life. I'm going to tell you personally, as I began to pray and prepare for the type of study that God would have us do, I personally felt that God was putting it in my heart that I needed to let go of so much social media, that was a distraction, and that I needed to focus on some health issues that were distracting me from being able to have a completely undivided heart to God. And as I released these things to Him, I felt such a freedom, and I want you to walk in that same freedom. And I want you to see God in a light of seeing how holy and how awesome and how wondrous He is, and that He is loving and merciful, and what a good God He is. I want you to see many facets of Him in new ways, and just get to know Him more deeply. So I'm just excited. I will get on to more of this, but I want you to know some things to expect. We will be doing weekly videos again. This is something I haven't done in quite a while, but I will be doing weekly teaching videos of No Other Gods. We will also have weekly updates through the blog and stories and things to keep us in the Word, that you'll be looking for that. We will also have activities on our Facebook page as well as small groups. And if you haven't participated in a small group before, we want to invite you to come and be a part of the Heart Sisters that we call ourselves, of the family that we've become, and study the Word with us and get to know us a little bit better. We are just excited to get to know you as well. If you go to our Facebook page, which is called Heart to Heart Women's Bible Study, and all of the instructions are on the blog at sherrylewis.org, and look for the pinned post, and this is where you will find our small group schedule and our reading schedule for the study. This begins April the 30th. That's coming up soon, but that's just enough time for you to register and get your book. All you need is the book and a Bible, and you can find the book at Lifeway at the store or at lifeway.com, on Kelly Minter's site, on Amazon, at christianbook.com. The book is available everywhere. Now, some of you have already asked if you can use the original No Other Gods book that Kelly Minter wrote 10 years ago. But this book has been completely rewritten, and the books are not compatible, so you will want the new book. 10 years later, after writing her first study, I'm sure she has grown exponentially in the Word and has much wisdom and many experiences to share with us. I did read the original